I got the front end out, the rear end out, and I went over this whole frame and basically ground off all of the rough spots, cleaned it up, de-rusted it. I've got this rear end here pretty much all wire brushed off and ready to start de-rusting it. And I got to looking at this thing, and it's just back here I was going to put some little stuff in for the shock mounts and also the springs to keep that frame from twisting. But just looking at the whole thing, there's going to be a lot of power running through this thing. And I've got the frame all good and strong here in the front. And it seems kind of unusual to just leave it unboxed back here, so I got plenty of metal. I'm just gonna box this this rear frame, and then I won't have to worry about it anymore. It'll finish it up good. And I probably should put a little piece right in there too. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do, is cut me some stuff up here and box this frame. And it took some doing, but there's the frame all boxed in. Looks much better than it did. Oops, looks like I got a little piece right there. I'll just weld a little piece on that. But anyway, now I can clean it up. Take my spatter removal brush to it, hit it one time, and I'll probably be ready to squirt some paint on it now. The boxing's finished. I ran out of rod. I got a couple little places left in it that need some work, but sprayed with the roadster. Just wash it off now and it should be ready to paint. Now here it's all wiped down and dried. Blew it off with air good, and rubbed it down with a tack cloth. Might have a few little damp spots in it, but it's pretty much ready to paint. And I'm just gonna mix up some paint here while I'm waiting, and I'm gonna squirt the first coat of this black on here. I have a feeling that it's going to turn out really nice. Took some doing, but paint ruined the lid, and so I taped it up, and it wouldn't even spray out of the gun because it was so thick. So I cut it about half and half with lacquer thinner and sprayed it on. Looks pretty good. Let's tell you, this stuff is seriously not good to breathe. Should be wearing a mask doing this. And I put my springs up here and did them. They're going to look alright, I think. And of course my traction bars here. It's all painted black. Looks pretty decent. Looks better than it did anyway. So we'll get out of these fumes and call it a day. Alright, paint dried. So what I did was the black turned out real good. It's rust seal, so I did the springs, put in the shocks. They're all mounted good. Put the torsion bar back in. Put them in with grade 8 bolts. I cleaned up my stabilizer bar here a bit, put it in, painted it purple. So yeah, it looks pretty good back here. And then I started working on my brakes. This one shoe is so rusted that it's rusted completely apart. I pulled the covers off of the wheel brake cylinders here, and they're just full of powdered aluminum, so they're gone. I'm not even going to try to save them. But they had some numbers on them, and it looks like this is a 57 to 62 Corvette rear end. I haven't figured out exactly what it is yet, but it's a 10-bolt rear end of some sort, but I don't know. Anyway, I finished taking these apart and clean them up, paint them, start putting it back together. So that's what I'll do today, is clean up this rear end area, and that should be a pretty good day's work. I got this one off. It looks a little better, but it's still full of, you know, spider webs and everything. But some rust, but it's not completely rusted in two like the other one. A little water in the bottom, but I think this drum will turn just fine. This won't be as bad. I'll just pull these brakes off, get rid of all the hardware and stuff, and then clean it up and de-rust it. I got this all wire brushed down, clean, sprayed it with my de-ruster. This one here is been de-rusted and washed off. It's got that zinc phosphate stuff on it. I'll just lightly wire brush this again, and then I'll be ready to put that black paint on it. Cleaned my drums up, wire brushed them pretty good. They're sprayed with this de-rusting compound now, and this one here is about ready to rinse off. I maybe spray it once more. I'm not that concerned about it because it's all going to be inside all covered up, but this one looks like it's about ready to paint. It's still awfully rough because that rust was thick, but at least the paint will stick to it good and stop it. Won't maybe look as good as the center of this rear end, but it looked fine. Main thing, it'll never rust again. And then I can fire my paint up, try to paint it. Next thing, I'm going to try to figure me out a cross member here out of this piece. I ran out of welding rod, so I don't think I'll weld today. Probably just do my painting and forget about it.